Now someone sent me this photo because a lot of people ask me, Harley, how do I get a body like this? How do I get a flat stomach like Freely? How do I get toned glutes? So someone sent me this photo, so I thought it'd be good to use someone other than Freely for a change. Hope Freely doesn't hear that, but check out these girls. Someone sent me this photo and they're asking me, how do we get a physique like this? Well, these girls are obviously doing some sport. You know, there's no doubt about it. You can tell just by their posture and muscle tone that there's some sport going on there. And I don't mean to sound shallow and aesthetic focused, but that's the reality. A lot of people ask me the questions. They're like, I don't care about the health, I just want to look good. You know, I'm like, all right. But I like to get people looking well, slim, and being healthy as well. Because we all know what happens. I've got plenty of friends who looked good, but they did the drugs and the starvation and the junk food to get there and stayed there for a little while, and then that eventually just get dropped off the deep end, and now they're, you know, 30, 40 kilos overweight and hating life. So I always like to teach people fundamentals, because yeah, you can cheat yourself there for a little bit, but eventually you'll fuck up and you'll be, you know, not back to square one, but you'll be like beyond square 20. So you always want to have the health fundamentals, and this is what I teach down below here in the description area. These are my tips. So read those: sleep, water, sugar, 10 grams of carbs per kilo, all that training specific. If you want to build muscle, lift heavy weights. If you want to build cardio, do cardio, things like that. So have your goals. So the question is, I want to have a flat stomach like these girls and sort of, you know, have a curve and a good posture. What do I do? What I've done here is I've scrapped a few shots off the net of famous athletes just to show you what sort of physique that particular sport builds, or perhaps cross-training in other different sports. So you could do track running, 5K races, and doing squats in the gym, things like that, or triathlon and riding the bike. So what I've done here is I've got a cross-section of female athletes just to show people that it's not just about diet. Yeah, diet's important, but you've got to have the sport as well. Food and sport, diet and exercise, fuel and activity. That's what you always want. It's 1, 2. It's not just one. Whenever you focus on just one, you'll be off balance. You always want to have that equilibrium, that balance point, yeah? A lot of people focus on diet and just get skinny fat like this photo here. And then a lot of people focus on sport and then they burn out and just end up super fat. So you want to bring them into balance, have that balance point, yeah? Toned and healthy. Healthy and toned, good food, good training, things like that. That's what we want to go for. So I'm going to give you this video, the tips of these girls, and then you find yourself a coach in that particular sport, join the local club, and build your information about that particular sport that you're going to choose to get that physique that you're looking for, okay? So nutrition tips down below. Here's the photos of the girls. Check this out, and then you decide what sport you want to do. So we start to see a pattern forming here. Sport does a body good. And when you combine healthy eating, all these girls are 100% eating high carb, low fat, low protein. Why? You have to for those sports, because those sports are all about being lightweight. And I've trained with a lot of elite athletes, both men and women, and a vicious cycle to get into is people start to undereat their calories to try and drop a little bit of weight, and then they get really hungry, and then they start binging on the animal products like the ice cream and the barbecue chicken wings and all that. And then the weight really starts to creep on, so they cut back more, and then the weight gets up more because they're eating more animal products, and it's just that vicious cycle people get into. So I encourage athletes or anybody who wants to have a good toned, fit, slim body, weight loss transformation, whatever, Get the high carb, low fat, low protein plant foods in your diet, fruits to vegetables, starches if you want, the potatoes or steamed rice, whatever. High carb, low fat, low protein. Fruit is always going to be your best friend. But it can be hard to find enough fruit calories, I admit, so have your backup starches. Really want to focus on those healthy whole food carbohydrates, with fruit being the focus. Get your water, because it's so easy to slip into this, I want to calorie restrict a bit, and then you binge on the shit food that just puffs you out with all excess salt and grease, and then you start restricting more, and it's just that vicious cycle. I see it so much in sport, especially if someone gets an injury. And then they're eating the junk food, they try and burn it off, and then when you can't train, it's like, stack it on, and then you do more drastic stimulants and cutting techniques. It's a downward spiral. You always want to adopt a healthy eating regime. Healthy regime, I mean, regime's not normally a word that's associated with fun, but to me it is, because eating healthy is fun. Having a regime with health and fitness is fun. You want to be an athlete for life. You don't want to burn out and then show people, this is what I looked like when I was 25 or 30. It's like, no, you want to be fit for life, drug-free, naturally, healthy, sane, having fun, not with the bulimia and the eating disorders that a lot of athletes can pick up, because they get caught into that, got to restrict the carbohydrates, and then they start catching up calories of grease, like chicken and meat and stuff, and then the weight's sitting on, and they cut their carbs more, and then it's a fucking vicious cycle, man. See it all the time. I'm sure you have, maybe personally yourself. But so definitely, that's the focus: sport, cardio, plus a bit of weights. And people go, oh, I don't want to do a bit of weights because I might get too big. And they're lifting these little, half-pound dumbbells. And I'm like, what are you doing with that? Like you're trying to swap flies or something. They're like, oh, I don't want to build muscle too much. I'm like, you know why your arms are flabby and loose? Because you're lifting half-pound dumbbells. Pick up at least a 20-pound dumbbell. Get some, grunt behind that. And women, I don't want to put on muscle. It's like, men put on muscle easy. Women don't. Why? Because women lack the hormone, the testosterone levels that builds the big muscles. That's why people, especially women athletes, inject testosterone to put on the extra mass. So unless you're injecting testosterone as a woman, which I don't recommend, you're not going to put on much muscle mass. You're going to tone up though. You get nice and tight and toned and slim. If you're eating the animal products though, then a lot of the animal products contain the hormones, especially the dairy products. So that insulin growth factor that we produce, the body's going to have extra of that when you eat the animal products. So you'll put on extra muscle mass. So if you want to stay small, slender, go with the vegan, the plant-based. If you want to get big and puffy, go with the animal product route. That's as simple as that. If you want to be big and puffy, increase your chance of heart disease, cancer, stroke, obesity, type 2 diabetes, then go the animal product route. If you want to get healthy, then check out all the latest clinical science and plant-based nutrition. I highly recommend it. That's why the models are going vegan, man, because it's all about being slim. So I like to encourage people, want to change the paradigm of healthy eating, get people healthy and slim versus starved and slim and just fucking and freaking out on drugs and coke and all sorts of junk. Just get rid of the drugs. Life's short, man. Keep your blood clean, your body clean, your mind sharp. Go on the plants. We'll see you next video. If you want to learn more, subscribe to the cult above. Peace. See you soon. Train smarter versus harder.